What if you learned that one of the most famous children's adventure movies ever made nearly finished with a huge octopus battle that audiences never actually saw? In 1985, The Goonies arrived in theaters and quickly became a cultural landmark. Directed by Richard Donner and produced by Steven Spielberg, it delivered the ultimate childhood fantasy, filled with treasure maps, pirate ships, hidden tunnels, and a group of misfit kids determined to save their neighborhood. For anyone raised during the VHS generation, the film was more than entertainment. It was a rite of passage. Even decades later, The Goonies remains deeply loved. Lines like "Hey you guys" and "Goonies never say die" are still shouted at fan conventions, and many members of the cast later became major Hollywood stars. Beneath all the nostalgia, however, lies a collection of strange and surprising behind-the-scenes stories that even longtime fans often miss. On Vineverse, we uncover 20 unusual facts about the Goonies, from removed scenes and mysteriously missing props to chaotic moments that nearly disrupted the production. Focuses on the legendary deleted octopus scene. Ask fans about the movie's greatest mystery, and most will immediately mention the octopus. Anyone who only watched the theatrical release likely never saw it, but early cuts of the film included a sequence in which the kids fight a giant mechanical octopus inside the final cavern. The moment was removed because it slowed the pacing and because the creature simply looked too silly. What makes it especially strange is that Data still refers to the octopus in the finished film, shouting, "The octopus was very scary" during the rescue scene, which puzzled audiences for years. Eventually, the deleted footage appeared in television broadcasts and special home video features, becoming one of the most famous lost scenes in movie history. For children of the 1980s, finally seeing the octopus felt like discovering hidden treasure and proved the film still held secrets long after its release. Reveals how deeply Steven Spielberg influenced the movie. Although Richard Donner officially directed, Spielberg's creative presence was everywhere. He helped write the story, supervised casting, and was reportedly on set almost every day. Several cast members later said they were often unsure who was actually directing a particular scene, with one actor recalling that Spielberg would call action, while Donner would call cut. This unusual two-director atmosphere created a unique blend of Spielberg's sense of wonder and Donner's rougher adventure style, making the movie feel like a bridge between E.T. and Indiana Jones, balancing heartfelt childhood moments with genuine danger. Explains that the young actors were kept from seeing One-Eyed Willie's pirate ship until the cameras were rolling. In the film's final act, when the kids enter the cavern and discover the massive ship, their amazement is completely real. Donner and Spielberg deliberately hid the set during production so the reveal would be authentic. When the curtain dropped and filming began, the cast reacted with genuine shock. Josh Brolin, who played Brand, was so overwhelmed that he shouted an unscripted expletive, forcing Donner to redo the shot. This method, similar to how the alien was revealed in E.T., created emotional realism that modern digital effects rarely achieve. Highlights Corey Feldman's legendary prank behavior on set. Already well known for Gremlins and Stand By Me, Feldman quickly became the practical joke leader among the cast. He hid fake spiders in co-stars' trailers, smeared peanut butter on door handles, and once replaced a co-worker's lunch with fish guts taken from the pirate ship props. Filming was occasionally delayed because people could not stop laughing or gagging. In retrospect, many cast members believe these pranks helped build the genuine friendship that made the group's chemistry feel so real on screen, even though the adults found the chaos exhausting. Reveals that the treasure map was a highly detailed hand-painted prop designed to look like a genuine antique artifact. After production ended, the map mysteriously disappeared. Some believe a crew member borrowed it, while others think one of the actors kept it as a personal souvenir. Today, collectors still debate where it may be, making it one of Hollywood's most sought-after missing props. Focuses on the famous waterslide sequence that leads into One-Eyed Willie's lair. Although it looks like pure fun, filming the scene was dangerous and complicated. The fiberglass slides dropped the actors into a large water tank, and there were no stunt doubles. The screams heard in the film are real. The slides were fast and painful, scraping elbows and leaving bruises, yet many of the kids still begged to ride again. This hands-on practical approach defined 1980s filmmaking and helped give the movie its authentic and lived-in adventure feeling. Looks at Josh Brolin's first film role and his most embarrassing moment. Long before playing Thanos or Cable, Brolin was a nervous teenager portraying Brand. During the pirate ship reveal, he blurted out, "Holy," in complete shock. Because the film was intended to remain PG, the scene had to be res-hot. The mistake later became a well-known behind-the-scenes story and is still joked about at cast reunions. Brolin often says that nothing in his long career compares to that summer spent filming in Oregon caves among pirate sets and youthful chaos. Suggests that real valuables were mixed into the treasure pile. Some production designers reportedly added genuine gold coins and antique jewelry to enhance realism. After filming, several items vanished, leading to decades of speculation about whether they were stolen, lost, or kept as souvenirs. This rumor continues to fuel fan obsession and collector hunts for authenticated pieces of Willie's gold. Covers the long-debated rumor of a secret Spielberg cameo. Some fans believe that one of the crew members seen during the final goodbye scene resembles Spielberg. Although the appearance has never been confirmed, viewers have analyzed frames for years. Given Spielberg's history of slipping small cameos into projects such as Gremlins and Blue Thunder, the theory remains part of the movie's enduring mythology. Explains that early drafts of the story featured a much darker ending. In those versions, One-Eyed Willie's ship sank along with most of the treasure, leaving the children still facing eviction. Test audiences, especially younger viewers, disliked the bleak outcome, prompting Spielberg and Donner to create the hopeful finale in which the kids' homes are saved. This optimistic shift reflected the tone audiences expected from 1980s family adventure films. Examines the real-world legacy of the movie's setting. The town scene in the film is Astoria, Oregon, a real working-class coastal community that later became a popular destination for fans. The production used local residents as extras, and today the town hosts an annual Goonies Day celebration that attracts visitors from around the world. Fans visit filming locations, photograph Mikey's house, and even enjoy replica slides built for festivals. Describes how realistic One-Eyed Willie's ship truly was. The full-scale vessel, nicknamed the Inferno, was built on a soundstage using real materials. The craftsmanship was so impressive that cast members asked to buy it after filming, but the studio declined, and the ship was eventually dismantled. In an era when movie props are preserved, the loss of the Inferno is considered tragic, making behind-the-scenes images highly collectible. Reveals that the film was shot largely in story order. This unusual approach helped the young cast build genuine relationships and experience the adventure as it unfolded. Richard Donner believed this would make their growing bond feel more authentic. The method mirrored Rob Reiner's approach on Stand By Me and contributed to the natural sense of friendship and exhaustion captured on screen. Explains that the Fratelli family was loosely inspired by real American crime families and bootlegging groups from earlier decades. Their exaggerated comedy was blended with darker real-world influence, and in Ramsey's performance as Mama Fratelli drew inspiration from real mob matriarchs. This mix of humor and menace placed the villains comfortably alongside other memorable 1980s antagonists. Explores how home video transformed the film into a legend. Although theatrical performance was modest, VHS rentals turned The Goonies into a sleepover classic. By the time cable television introduced the movie to 1990s children, it had become a generational rite of passage, with its cover image becoming one of the most recognizable sights in video stores. Focuses on the demanding makeup process for Sloth. Former NFL player John Matuszak spent 5 hours a day in prosthetics, with a remote-controlled eye mechanism that was groundbreaking for practical effects at the time. The intense heat required frequent breaks, yet the character became one of the most beloved figures in the film. Recounts the 2020 virtual reunion hosted by Josh Gad during the global lockdown. The cast reunited online to share memories of filming, improvised moments, and the chaotic production, while Steven Spielberg also appeared. The event reignited nostalgia and renewed speculation about a long-rumored sequel. Shows how the film influenced modern pop culture, particularly Stranger Things. The Duffer Brothers have publicly cited the Goonies as an inspiration, and even cast Sean Astin in the series as a tribute. Many later films continue to echo the same blend of danger, humor, and youthful wonder. Highlights how real-world treasure hunts were inspired by the movie. Both unofficial fan events and official Astoria celebrations encouraged participants to follow clues around filming locations, keeping the spirit of adventure alive decades later. Reveals that the famous line, "Goonies never say die," was nearly removed. Executives worried it sounded too dark, but Richard Donner insisted on keeping it because it expressed the heart of the story. Over time, the phrase became a symbol of loyalty, friendship, and perseverance for fans around the world. From the lost octopus scene to missing treasure and hidden cameos, the Goonies continues to offer new secrets to uncover, and at Vintverse, we exist to reveal the strange, forgotten, and unforgettable stories behind the films that shaped us. If you enjoyed this journey into the Goonies, subscribe to Ventverse and join a community of nostalgic explorers, because Goonies and Ventverse fans never say die.